Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we've got a Charles Barkley build, so I decided to make this build after they dropped the snow on him on NBA TNT a couple times. I thought, I haven't made one yet. I didn't make one in 2K22, so I thought it'd be great to make a shorter power forward build. So make sure he's a power forward and we'll move on to the body settings. So I'm not sure if many people know this, but I think most people do, that Charles Barkley was quite a short power forward, particularly in an era that was dominated by big men. He was only 6'6" and he predominantly played power forward most of his career. So luckily on this 2K, the minimum height you can go is 6'6" for a power forward. So that's a height we're going to go with. So you're going to be a bit of a point of difference out in the court with his speed being 6'6". In terms of the weight, he is a strong man. Definitely was a strong player. You can't be that short and grab that many rebounds as he did without being strong, being able to box out bigger blokes. So we're going to make the weight 261 pounds. And then the wingspan's going to go to the max because he was a very poor shooter. I think he holds the record, or Westbrook's getting close to, as being the worst three-point shooter ever, having made a certain amount of threes. He only shot 26.6% from three-point land on about 2 shots a game, which is quite horrific. So we're just going to max the wingspan out and not worry about shooting. Body shape, we're just going to keep as solid because he was a very solid player when he played. We'll move on to the attributes. So Charles Barkley's a player who was definitely a slasher. Very high rebounding. Good off the dribble for his size, but particularly great around the basket. So we're going to push close shot to 85. I think that's just the sweet spot to have close shot. Obviously, if you wanted it higher, if you wanted to get those, fast twitch and things like that, Hall of Fame, definitely push it higher. But I think 85 is all you need. So as a driving layup, we're just going to push that to an 80 just to get most of the animations. Now, if you did want the long athlete packages, make sure you push that to 88, but you'll only just get the 80 with this build. I still think that'll get you enough really good layup packages that you'll be able to finish quite effectively with layups. And there'll be a certain badge which will unlock later in the build that I think will help a lot with your layups as well. In terms of driving dunk, he was really athletic, particularly in his Philly days, very athletic. So we're going to push driving dunk to an 86. You want the elites, push it up by all means, to the 92 or 3. But we're just going to push driving dunk to 86 to get that pros off 1 and 2, get the gold limitless takeoff and the silver posterizer. Now for standing dunk, we are going to get a 75 standing dunk with this build. Now this is due to being able to unlock some signature dunk packages. Charles doesn't have his own in the game. I don't think he agrees to work with 2K. I think he's one of the retired athletes that don't work with 2K. But in saying that, the Giannis package needs a 75 standing dunk. There's lots of other signature dunk packages that need a higher standing dunk. So at your height, you'll be able to get all the signature packages that you can get. You'll be able to get them with the standing dunk. Now for post control, we all know he was a great post player. He changed the rules. He was that dominant in the post. You weren't allowed to back down more than 5 seconds in the post. He was the reason that rule was brought in. So we're going to make sure we have that Hall of Fame post moves. Now for shooting, we're not going to push anything up except for free throw on shooting. We're going to push that to a 75. He's a decent free throw shooter, shot about 73.5%, so I think 75 is quite accurate. Now for playmaking, he wasn't a very high assist man. Only averages about 3.9 for his career. Most of the time he was in the 4s, and then as he got older it sort of dropped off a bit. But his pass accuracy we're just going to put to 76 just to get that gold break start and also the LeBron passing style. Ball handle's going to go to an 86 because we are short and he was quite good handling the rock too. Playing against those bigger power forwards, he could break them down with his dribble, and then we're going to push speed with ball to an 83 to unlock the extra badge point. And you'll also be able to unlock all the dribble styles at this height. The Devin Booker you'll be able to get. I think that's the highest. He requires an 80. I don't think you're able to get anything higher than that because you're too tall. Of course, the ball handle's at 86 to get all those tier 3 badges silver, and also unlock some great dribble animations. Now on defense, he's not known as a very good defender, more so as just a pure rebounder. So what we're going to do is we're just going to push interior defense to an 80. which is not too bad. You get the silver post lockdown with that, so if you're worried about guarding people in the post at your height, you can put that on silver. It's in tier 1, which is fantastic. Perimeter defense is going to go in at 86 because I wanted this build to be able to switch out on the wings and guards because that's what he was able to do at his height. So I'm going to push that to an 86 to get the silver clamps. I'm going to push steel to a 78 to get that silver interceptor. He didn't average a heap of steals, 1.5 for his career a game, so that's not too bad. And then for block, we're going to push that to a 75. He didn't average a heap of blocks either. It's 0.8 for his career. So, you know, he didn't get a whole heap of, defensive stats. He wasn't named in any defensive teams, wasn't really known as a defender, but I think, because he was so strong, he was able to hold his own and just be, an average to an above average defender, which I think is still quite good. But this is really where he made his name, as a fantastic rebounder for his height. So we're going to push offensive rebound to a 99 because it's actually cheaper to do that instead of the other way around. Because see, at 97 defensive rebound, we get the extra badge point. Whereas if we change it around, it drops off. So you have to go offensive rebound to 98 to get the extra badge points. So we're going to push offensive rebound to 99 and defensive rebound to 97. And I think that's quite accurate too because, he was averaging over a third of his rebounds were offensive rebounds. 4 out of his 11.7 were offensive rebounds, which is just ridiculous that, a third of his boards are coming on offense. So that's fantastic. In terms of your physicals, the best thing about the rebounding too at this height is that the box out beast, rebound chaser and pogo stick are all in tier 1, which is just amazing. You can get them all Hall of Fame. So that's another great thing about being 6'6". In terms of physicals, we're going to push both speed and acceleration to 80. So that's great. You'll be really quick out there on the court against other power forwards, even centers if you're playing on the park. You would be undersized against centers, but you'll be able to outmaneuver them with your speed and quickness. Now, in terms of the layups that I was talking about before, we're actually going to push strength to the max. So you will have Hall of Fame bully with this build. So, that's a real point of difference. I've not had the privilege of using bully on Hall of Fame. I've not made a build that has bully on Hall of Fame, so this is quite new. I don't really, unless it's really core to the player, I don't really want to put up strength because it does cost a bit. But, you can get Hall of Fame bully with this build. I think that'll set you apart from a lot of other players out there on the court. But, so you have the 95 strength also, which will be absolutely amazing. In terms of the vertical, we do need a 75 for the contact dunks. I'm going to push the stamina to 89, and that's the build. So in total, I'm not sure why it's showing, it's glitched, there we go. In total, you have the 24 finishing, 0 shooting, 22 playmaking, 28 defensive badges for a total of 74 badges overall on this, two-way playmaking slasher build. It's got pretty much max rebounding, can defend on the perimeter and also a bit on the interior, can break other defenders down, get to the rim, finish with post moves, contact dunks, layups with that Hall of Fame bully, or get those backdoor cuts with the standing dunk and close shot. So really versatile slasher build. In terms of the takeovers, I just chose See the Future because I felt for the rebounding ones, box out wall's great, but you got strength anyway. I felt like See the Future was best for Charles Barkley because somehow he was able to grab these rebounds at 6'6", so he had to have known really great IQ and had to have known where the ball was going to go, and then power backdowns because that rule was brought in because he would just overpower people in the post. So those are the two I went with. But as you can see, you've got shades of Alvin Hayes, LeBron James, and Jason Tatum. So Tatum's been interesting there, but definitely the strength of LeBron, the rebounding, interior scoring of Alvin Hayes. If you know about Alvin Hayes, he's a fantastic player, and you've made a really unique glass cleaning slasher. So that's a really unique. I don't make too many builds. I've not seen too many builds with that name, so that's fantastic to get. We'll take a look at the badges. So for finishing, there's a lot of things you can do. I'm going to try and spread them out so that you can have a bit of everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Back Down Punisher on silver and also Drop Stepper on silver. We're going to go down and put Fast Twitch on silver and Fearless Finisher on silver. From here, we're going to put Bully on Hall of Fame, Limitless Takeoff on gold, and then Posterizer on silver. So on bronze, sorry. So from here, You can really adjust things, what you like. If you want to put posterize up, put extra badge point into finishing to get it on silver. If you don't care for the post moves, you can take them off and make just purely a driving or slashing type of player. There we go. So you can put the gold fearless finisher, gold fast twitch, have these badges maxed out, and still have one more maybe to put on acrobat or something like that to help you finish. Or you can make it pure, post player and, max back down punisher and drop stepper on Hall of Fame. Maybe put post spin in there as well. So there's a lot you can do. You can make, 2 loadouts pretty much for your finishing. Now for shooting, I always say when I have made a pure slasher, if you've got the ability to put an extra badge point into shooting, it's slippery off ball and bronze is really handy to have. Now for playmaking, definitely just want to chuck on quick first step, unpluckable, and then down in your tier 3s, put on clamp breaker, handles for days, and killer combos. And you can get those 5 core badges for a slasher on the highest level. Obviously, bailout's a luxury to have. If you really wanted that, you could put that in. But I think those are the 5. That's all you really need as a slashing player. Maybe break starter as well. Maybe worth putting on. You may want to just drop maybe quick first step down just to get break starter, help with those dimes and outlet passes. Even just on bronze would be good. And then just put an extra badge point into playmaking to get unpluckable gold. Now in terms of defense, you got a lot of points here. Now he wasn't known as a defender, but you still got a lot of points with just how the build was laid out. So we can put rebound chaser on Hall of Fame, box out beast on Hall of Fame, and I'll just put pogo stick on silver just to get our 10. Come down, put clamps on silver, interceptor on silver. There's your tier 3 badges that you need. Come back, we'll put pogo stick on Hall of Fame. And then from here, you still got 10 left. So if you want to be able to switch out on the guards, definitely pick dodger. Chase down artists there. You've got decent blocks, so you can definitely get those. And if you want to protect the rim a bit, put an extra badge point in to get anchor on bronze. Or, you can just put post lockdown on to defend players in the post, and that could be a really great rebounding defender. All in all, that's the build. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you have a really great day.